Okay, Sherry, how old were you when you realized that you were gifted with a voice to sing?
Wow. Well, my mother said I was singing before I could talk, and that was in the crib. So I won't say it was then. I was too young to realize. Maybe by the time I got in junior high school, I think. My friends would always want me to sing, and I thought it was no big deal, but I would sing, and it was between myself and a girl by the name of Earthia Lee. Kitty Lee, that's what they called her. Earthia was her name, at Hutchins Junior High School, the same junior high school that Aretha had gone to, my sister Frida, Holland Dozier Holland. Yeah. So, but I think junior high school,
Okay,
probably, yeah.
that's amazing. Okay, Sherry, the next question. Where were you born?
I was born and raised in Detroit. That's where I'm talking about.
We know
The
that.
one and only Big D, and I don't mean Dallas.
No.
Detroit, Michigan.
Michigan, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Hmm.
Do you play an instrument, and if yes, what?
The piano. I have not played the piano in quite a while. I used to play every single day, but I have not played in the past few years.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess I got into a mode. I don't know if it was depression or what, but I used to play every single day,
boy.
and I have not played probably in at least maybe 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
true.
shame.
It is a shame. I keep telling myself I'm going to go back.
Because it's a beautiful
Yeah,
instrument, isn't
I
it?
used to play every single day up until
Yeah.
1988 when I moved from my house and I moved into the townhouse. And for some reason, oh, I know why. Because I downsized and I didn't have room for my piano here initially. I didn't think there was room. And I let Frida take my piano because she had an apartment in the Marina Del Rey, and I let her put the piano there. And so I just stopped playing for a while. And then when I got the piano back, when she decided to let go of that apartment and just have her house, then she gave me the piano back. But I had lost the inclination to play the piano.
Oh,
And I used to play every single day.
oh,
Yeah. I
yes.
wrote a lot of songs on that piano.
I'm
So now
sure.
it's back, and I've got to get back into that mode.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is John talking to you.
Okay.
I can remember the first time I heard your voice. A high school friend wanted me to surprise me, as we were always introduced each other to new artists. He played on the stereo Stealing Moments with the group Glasshouse. I remember saying, it sounds like Frida Payne, but from that moment, I've been a hooked fan of yours. Would you agree that you and your sister, Miss Frida Payne, have a family tone vocally?
Oh, definitely yes. Definitely yes. There were times when I would call my mother on the telephone and she thought I was Frida. And I would just play along. I would fool her. I used to love to play tricks on her like that. And I would pretend like I was Frida, and then further down in the conversation, she said, "Wait a minute, this isn't Frida." And I'd start laughing. I
get-
love to do that.
Oh, I can imagine. That's fun.
Yeah, we did sound quite a bit alike.
Yeah, I bet.
Hmm.
Now that I know your voice since the 70s, I can now point it out on record. It's like, that's Sherry, and what a voice. From what I've heard and read, the Supremes with Sherry, when in Europe, you're treated like superstars, whereas here at home, the public attention is a lot different. Is that a curse or a blessing?
Well, it depends on how you look at it or where you are. In the United States, it's true that you really don't get the accolades like you do over in Europe or the Asian countries like Japan. And I don't know why that is. I know the music, jazz music, soul music, Motown music is very much revered in Japan and the European countries. But for some reason or another, I guess maybe we're spoiled and we just have such an abundance of wonderful music. Sometimes it's taken for granted, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have wonderful fans here in the United States
Oh, you
as
do
well.
indeed.
Yeah, die-hard fans, which I'm so grateful for.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, the next question is, what male entertainer would you like to perform with?
Wow, he's gone. That's Marvin Gaye.
Oh
I
yeah.
loved Marvin Gaye. Oh, he was the epitome. Uh, let's see, after Marvin Gaye, there was Nat King Cole, and he was gone before Marvin was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other artist. I don't think there's any other artist other than I love Tony Bennett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Tony
love
Bennett,
Tony
the
Bennett. I
legend
really
Tony.
do. Yes, I
Mhm.
do. Michael Bublé
Oh
is
yes.
fantastic.
Great voice.
Yeah, great voice.
Yeah, great talent.
Yes, indeed. Other than that, I think that's it.
Okay, and the next question is, what female entertainer would you like to perform with?
Wow, that's a good question. Now, growing up, my idols were Billie Holiday, of course, been deceased for years, and Gloria Lynn,
Hmm.
renowned jazz singer. I loved Gloria Lynn. I'm trying to think, who would I want to sing with now? I really don't have anybody that I want to sing with. I really don't.
No.
No, I don't.
Well, you sang with Diana.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Diana, that was really, my only regret was that my mother was not alive to see me perform with
Indeed.
Diana. My father was.
Yes.
Who was really my stepfather, but I called him Daddy, my
Yes.
daddy. He saw me, and he passed away the following year, but I'm
Yeah.
so happy my father got to see me perform
Yeah,
with
that's
Diana.
great. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, Sherrie. Before a performance, how do you prepare?
Sometimes I vocalize, sometimes I just sing a little song. I really don't think about it that much. I might do a little vocalizing from techniques that the maestro Giuseppe Balestrieri taught me, like the gee, that kind of thing. And sometimes I don't. In fact, when I was with the Supremes, I would never vocalize before a show. The first show was my vocal lesson, and then the second show was the actual show. But the first show I would use that as my warm up. So I really don't warm up, and I really should. It's not good. You really should warm up your
Do
voice.
you gargle or spray your throat or anything?
Not really, unless I feel like I'm coming down with something. I might do maybe 30 seconds of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've already answered this one, but it says, who were your idols as a child?
Oh, I said Billie Holiday and Gloria Lynn.
Okay. Miss Sherrie, you have a strong power, beautiful, soulful voice. Would you ever do Broadway?
Well, it's sort of late now. I remember years ago when we were at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, and what was his name? Our choreographer, George Faison, was telling me at the show that he had choreographed and staged. He brought Rita Moreno to our show.
Oh.
Rita Moreno. Yeah, and he said afterwards that looking at me and hearing me, she said, that girl belongs on Broadway. Well, unfortunately, I never made it to Broadway. I wish I could have, but it just didn't happen, and I don't know at my stage in life and age, I don't know if I will make it to Broadway, but it was a beautiful compliment, and probably because of my voice having a big voice, it would have been great to have done Broadway.
It sure
and who
would.
knows what the
Yeah.
future might bring.
I'll go along with that. Will you ever write your life story?
Oh my goodness, we discussed this at dinner earlier, didn't we, Jim?
We did.
I would love to write my life story, but then sometimes I'm hesitant because, like my mother used to say, if you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all. And I would probably have some negative things to say about some people, and maybe I shouldn't or wouldn't want to do it, but I don't know. They say it's really cathartic to put everything down on paper. That way you get it out of you.
I know.
And maybe one day I will. Maybe
Yeah.
one day I will. I have the title in mind, which I gave to you earlier,
Yes,
didn't I?
indeed,
Yes.
you did, but don't give it away.
No, I won't. I won't give it away.
But
I'll
I think
keep
you have
it.
to dish the dirt because that's what sells,
I
sells books.
know it. I know, but I don't want to call it dishing the dirt. I'll just call it telling the truth.
Exactly.
That's
yeah,
what because I don't want to exaggerate or blow things out of proportion. I would want to just tell the truth.
Yes, indeed, and I think everybody would respect that from you. Okay, if your life were made into a movie, which actress would you like to play you?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a hard one because there's so many wonderful black actresses out there.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned like Ania Long. I don't know. 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 I don't know Uh, what's another one? Oh, so many great
Halle
actresses. Regina
Berry?
King. Oh, Halle Berry. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, she did.
That would be something. Um, there's so many wonderful actresses. Gabrielle Union. She's another great actress. I mean,
Oh,
so many wonderful actresses out there.
yeah.
I guess it really wouldn't be up to me. I guess it would be up to the director.
Exactly, exactly.
And
Yeah.
it would be so. I would just be so flattered and humbled that someone would want to even play me. That's the main thing.
Right. Yes. Okay, Sherry. With the group Tour de Force, how is it different than working with Supremes?
Well, it's a totally different concept in the music. With the Supremes, or former ladies of the Supremes, or Sherry and Linda of the Supremes, we're doing mainly Supremes music. And with Tour de Force, it's a completely different concept. Five people from different genres, and we're all friends. We've known each other before, and we're doing a different type of music. It's non-Supreme, and it's more contemporary, original songs, and a completely different flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are a prolific writer. I love the stories that you sing and write about. Out of all the songs you've written, which is your favorite?
Wow, that's a tough one. Um, well, I love Another Life from Now. That was a true story. There are other songs I've written that you've never heard, that have never been recorded, that I love. Penetrating Eyes
Oh,
is
yeah.
another favorite of mine, which I only performed one time, and I don't have a copy of it. I did it at Sunset Junction
was
here in
there.
LA.
I
Yeah,
was
Jim Saffin was there.
Jim Sack.
Oh, and nobody recorded it. And but I
Oh.
have other songs that I've recorded myself personally, but no one else has heard. Um, so I can't say that I have a particular favorite. I have songs that I did from two musicals that I wrote, and I don't know if you'll ever hear them. Hopefully one day, maybe. Who
Yeah.
knows if they're resurrected? You never know what can happen.
Well, you can't top Another Life from
Oh,
Now.
thank you.
And that leads into the next question.
Thank you.
John says, Another Life from Now is one of my top 10 favorites. I never get tired of listening to it.
Oh.
It's a song that needs to be played on the radio. It's perfect. Your voice, you do so much with it. I can't imagine any other person singing that sound.
Wow.
That's your signature song for me. You feel the pain, the regret, the love, the experience allures you. Where did that kind of lyric and emotion come from?
Wow. True story.
Yeah.
True story from a relationship I had back in the 70s for 7.5 years. And it was from, well, I'll say the person, Lamont Dozier of Holland Dozier Holland. And from that experience, out of that experience came this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is your favorite color?
Purple.
I knew you'd say
The color purple.
purple. What is your favorite word?
Wow. That's not the favorite word. I'm just saying wow. My favorite word. Wow. That's a tough one.
It's got to be love.
Yeah. Well, everybody says love. That's so. You would expect someone to say love.
Blessed?
Blessed. I like that. That's it, Jim.
Yeah,
Blessed.
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 I think you're right
Yeah.
there.
Good for you.
Okay, hon. What's your favorite country to travel to?
I love Japan.
Yeah.
Next country is Italy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so received well there in Japan. I know
Yeah,
that.
I love Japan, then Italy.
What entertainer would you like to meet that you haven't met?
Wow, that's another tough one. I don't think there's any entertainer that I would want to meet that I have not met. I met Oprah, who's fantastic, phenomenal personality. The president.
Oh,
Our president,
Oh, yeah.
President Barack Obama.
Oh, yes, yes.
I would love to meet him.
Uh-huh. I would too. He's a nice man.
Absolutely.
Are you a spiritual?
Yes, I am. Am I a spiritual person?
Are you a spiritual? That's what he said.
Am I a spiritual? Am I spiritual? Yes, I am. I won't say religious, I'll say spiritual. I am a born-again Christian. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. He is my Savior. And I don't believe in religions per se, as far as like denominations. I just say that I'm a Christian, a child of God. And I don't believe that one should... Well, I guess we proselytize in our own way, but if someone is of a different religion than me, I try not to feel that I'm exalted above them. Yeah, because in the end, when we all leave this earth, we'll find out who was right and who was wrong.
Indeed, you will.
So everyone must follow his own path. I'm following mine, and that's the path of Jesus Christ. That's the way I feel.
Yep, amen. Okay. For up-and-coming entertainers, what advice would you give them?
To keep your passion alive. I know they say to study and show yourself approved. The Bible says that, but know your craft. I wished I had majored in music. Unfortunately, I didn't. I majored in, followed a medical pathway, but had I known I was going to end up like this, I would have majored in music instead of in medicine. But know as much as you can about your craft and to be steadfast, but also have a plan B, just in case.
Yes.
Because it's a very competitive field, and not everybody makes it to the top. And there are a lot of people who are very talented, much more talented than I or, say, somebody else who made it, but they just didn't get that break. So it's all about who you know, being at the right place at the right time, and being prepared. To be prepared.
Indeed.
But to keep that passion alive. I mean, there's nothing more gratifying than to have that passion, to play the piano and create a song that just lifts you to the heights of... There's nothing like it.
Exactly.
There's nothing like it.
To believe in yourself.
To believe in yourself. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. What word do you hate?
What word do I hate? Let me see. What word do I hate? I can't. Well, that's two words, so let me see. There is a word that I hate. Maybe more than just one word.
It's a hard question.
That's a hard question. What word do I hate? I'm sure there's some, but you really caught me off guard.
Yeah. Let's think about that one.
Yeah, I have to think about that one.
Okay. What's your favorite sound?
My favorite sound. I love the sound of a violin. I love the violin, or any of the stringed instruments.
Yeah.
I love to hear. I love to hear birds singing early in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Well, I won't say too early because I don't like to get up early. But when I do hear them, I love the sound of birds singing.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And the sound of the guitars we heard tonight.
Yeah, wasn't that beautiful?
Wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Will there ever be a Supreme reunion, the Mary, Scherrie, and Susse years?
Well, Mary, Scherrie, Susse, maybe so. I mean, that doesn't sound impossible.
That's right.
If it were for the entire group, I would say a definite no. But for Mary, Scherrie, and Susse, who knows?
Yeah, possibility.
Susse does her own thing and does it beautifully. Susse is so talented and still has that gorgeous voice of hers.
Yes.
And Mary is sounding better than ever. She's singing better than ever.
She is indeed.
She really is, and I'm really proud of her. Now, who knows? Maybe just for the fun of it, we might get together.
Indeed, yeah. You've recorded with Glass House, with the Supremes. You did the Partners LP with Susse Green. Will you ever record a solo CD?
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. In fact, I started off doing that almost 2 years ago, but my voice was not ready at that time. I was having a lot of problems with my voice, and we had to take a detour, and I think that's how Tour de Force came into being.
That's
with
right.
My friends,
Yeah.
who was doing background with me, and they just sounded so great. We just made it a group effort.
Yeah.
But I would love to do a solo CD somewhere
Yes.
in the future.
I'll go along with that too. Do you have a huge gay following, and if so, why?
Why? Well, the Supremes always had a large gay following, I
Yeah.
think. And I think that sort of answers it.
That's right, indeed.
It was just a known thing. The Supremes had a large gay following.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
some
artists.
some of the cliche, some of my best friends are gay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. What would your fans be surprised to learn about you?
Sometimes I get very moody. I like being alone, being a loner. I love going to the movies in the afternoon by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I like working on my screenplays, and it's very relaxing. And I do things in periods. Like there was a time when I used to draw and paint. I haven't done that in a while. I think I want to go back to that.
All right.
And then another period where I was writing my songs and doing my musicals, and then all of a sudden then I stopped. And then I started writing screenplays, and then for a while I stopped. I do things in spurts, and then maybe I get bored or something, then I have to go into something different.
Yes.
Or go into a cycle. But I just like being creative. At one point I was a knitter. That's all I did was knit.
Did you
Knit. Yeah.
Oh. Did you knit things for Sean?
No, not for Sean. I stopped way before then, but I did
Oh.
things for myself. I wore a lot of my sweaters. I even knitted a sweater for Frida, but I never gave it to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I sure did. And then I just stopped. I just put it down.
That's something I didn't know about you.
Really? Yeah, no, most people didn't know that.
Okay. If you were not a performer, what career choice to youth do you think you would have entered?
Wow, that's a hard one because I got a degree in medical technology from Michigan State in '66, but I didn't want to do my internship in a hospital, a year internship. And sometimes I've wondered, had I not gone into music, what would I have done? I started teaching school because my mother said, well, you can't sit around here, you got to get a job. So I started teaching school in Detroit. And that would not have gratified me. That would have only lasted a while. I did it for 3 years, and that was long enough. But sometimes I wonder, what would I have done? And I think I would have loved to have been more serious about the medical field. Because I love children, and it would have been wonderful to have been a pediatrician. I don't know if I would have accomplished that, but the idea of it, of helping children or just being a servant in the medical field some kind of way.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Sherrie, the last question. Do you have a message for your fans?
Whoa. Don't give up on me. I'm not through yet. I think that's my message. There's more to come from me. I don't even know what it is myself, but there's more to come.
Great, that's great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Sherrie.
You're welcome, Jim.
Bless
I love you.
I love you.
Ooh, you and I will make amends, never to let trouble lead, no, and we won't let sadness stay, let love decay, another life from now. You and I will say a prayer to be true. If I swear, so let the trumpets now begin. 'Cause next time we're gonna win. make a vow. Another life from now. You and I will make a vow. Another life from now. You and I will make a vow. Another life from now. You and I will make a vow. Ooh, from now. You and I will make a vow. Another life from Oh, thank you. I used to cry